Mr. Gilman, Mayella Ewell, the individuals on the jury, and Tom Robinson himself. Mayella is most responsible for Tom's death as she instigated the entire conflict and lured Tom into her house. Bob Ewell would be second most responsible, as he beat Mayella after witnessing what she had done with Tom Robinson and accused Tom of rape in order to hide his own responsibilities. Tom himself is third most responsible for his death, because he continued to associate with racist whites, even knowing the risks that could befall him. The jury is the second least guilty, as it is comprised of everyday citizens of the South, and even despite Atticus's testimony, they're still set in their ways. And the person least guilty in Tom's death is Mr. Gilmer, the prosecuting attorney for Mayella Ewell. It's simply his job to defend Mayella, and he couldn't really be expected to do different.
To kill a mockingbird through Scout to capture the purity and innocence of a child. Such as when Scout saw Jem crying, she didn't exactly know why because she's too young to realize. And Scout wasn't biased towards any race, belief, or thought. Additionally, her development and acquiring of maturity is helpful towards Harper Lee's vision of the book.
The scene that best exemplifies Scout's personality is the lynch mob scene. In this scene, she displays blissful ignorance by running into the fray and avoiding all danger, or rather ignoring all danger. She has harmless banter with Walter Cunningham, or his father, and ends up saving the day without even knowing it.
Harper Lee titles her book To Kill a Mockingbird because the first reference of a mockingbird is when their Uncle Jack gives Scout and Jem an air rifle, and Atticus tells them that it's a sin to kill a mockingbird because they don't do anything wrong and they don't cause any trouble at all. So what's the point of killing them? And in the story, Boo Radley and Tom Robinson are symbolized as mockingbirds because for Tom Robinson, he was accused of a crime he didn't commit, and so he did nothing wrong like a mockingbird, but people still accused him of doing that, and then he ended up being killed because of it. And then with Boo, he's kind of like a mockingbird too because he didn't really like attempt to kill his parents and stuff, but everyone believes that, so that's the town norm. Everyone just believes that. But and then in the end, Hecate is able to like save his like lifestyle by not telling the public that he killed Bob Ewell and saved Jem and Scout. So in doing that, like his lifestyle isn't like killed by the like citizens of Macon.
Mockingbird should not be banned in schools because it teaches important life lessons that kids need to know. The life lessons that are taught are courage and to put other people in your shoes, and these are still relevant today. The sex and racism and foul language are in today's culture, and kids are exposed to it every day, so banning a book that teaches important life lessons but has those things in it is not right to do.
This was a mistake on Tom's part because it made him look arrogant or even audacious to the white jury and audience. In the time of this book, blacks are expected to treat whites as their superiors, and by being pitiful towards a white woman, he's stepping out of line. He's putting Mayella below him, and this makes him look bad to the audience and the jury.
To mention the riddance of the Ku Klux Klan before the lynch mob shows that how even though they may have gotten rid of the organization, doesn't mean they've gotten rid of racism. The group of people wanted to kill a black man because he was black, much similar to the KKK's motives.
Literature can be a vehicle for social change because of its being such a widespread phenomenon. You know, a local newspaper, can't inspire as many readers as a book popularized by pop culture that can go to every corner of the nation. One good example of this would be the Scottsboro trials compared to Kill a Mockingbird. The Scottsboro trials, if a local paper published an article on it, would not get too many readers to think about racism in a new light. Whereas To Kill a Mockingbird, having reached the hands of every ninth grader in the nation, is able to quell any lingering racism and teach them the moral messages, profound in life.
There's something in the book with her, with Boo Radley, because in I'm pretty sure chapter 5, when her and Jem and Dill are going to go kind of mess with the Boo, she is like, no, you guys can't do that. He's gonna kill you. Showing that she believes all the false accusations about him. But then throughout the story, the court case, she wants to not believe that, and shows when her and Jem get attacked, and like Boo helps save them, and like he's like in the house with them, and then like Boo just like says like hi to him as like he's a normal person, knowing now that like everyone's normal, or like you can't believe false accusations until you see them yourself.
Scout to tell a story to kill a mockingbird because it adds innocence and it removes the biased thoughts of adults in that time period. For example, whenever Scout goes to Atticus during the lynch mob scene, if it was an adult doing that, they would have probably either joined the lynch mob or only joined Atticus, and they would have had every clue what they were doing. But because it's a child, they do not know that this is going on.
Well, it shouldn't be banned because it offers valuable lessons on race and the American justice system. It gives an insight of what it was like to live in the segregated South, and racism and sex were all part of this life. And by banning it, students are being deprived of Harper Lee's thoughtfully executed novel. And even today, there's still racism and the sex, and it's still a problem today. So it's not something that should be hidden away, and it should be discussed.
It's multiple important life lessons through the eyes of a young child. From when Scout sees Miss Maudie suffering through her house burning down, to her seeing Miss DeBose fight her own addiction, she really captures the theme through the writing of literature, and this is why it's still in our libraries today.
Atticus is considered one of the greats in American literature because of his uncanny ability to be wise and just in any given situation. Although he is wise throughout the entire book, one specific example would be when he convinces Scout that she should be attending school. Although Scout is very stubborn, he manages to get through to her and convince her that she does in fact need to attend school. He's very just when he stands up against the racism of the South and defends the black man, Tom Robinson, and when he is very adamant about letting Bob Yule's death not go down as him having fallen on his own knife due to it being a lie.
Why is Harper Lee's theme of social injustice still relevant today, in particular in your community? It's not relevant today.
I held onto the picture thing and I took like 12 pictures. Alright. Oh god.
Stop it!
Keep your finger off. Where's the microphone on your phone?
Zach?
Move.
Zach, you think this is fun?
It is because the lessons learned throughout.
Are you filming upright? Are you trying to kill?
You retard.
What do you want to film it like? It's a very zoom-in shot.
Well, you have to stop now.
I'm talking about this story.
Look how much fun he's having.
Look at him. Look at that go. Just look at him go. Yeah. Ask that question. Answer. That's a good answer. Good job, Abed. Good job. Josh? Hey, Josh.